Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Trevor Lawrence, big win in Houston. Fired up for this one. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. So before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, cheap way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So hop over there, join, become a member. I appreciate it. As for this video, let's get into it. Don't look now, but Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars are surging. Empty, 3x2, a little wrap into the number 2 down here to the bottom, playing with a little anticipation. Really like the base Trevor Lawrence is playing with. When he's on time, on rhythm, look at this thing right down the middle. Ooh, we're going to read that linebacker on our right, 30-something. He gets width. We wrap it right around his ear, 39. Now, normally you would think that this wrap in would not be great versus quarters, but this field safety down here to the bottom, he's so deep that it kind of does work. And so this idea being that we're going to come up here and wrap this thing right in here. We're going to run what I'm used to calling this little like pivot hitch or pivot gather right here. And the read is off this middle of the 3 linebacker type. So 1, 2, 3, that's the second level of the defense right across the board there. He can't be right. So if he gets depth, then we just put it on the pivot. If he drives this thing and comes down on the tight end, then guess what? We wrap it right around him. Now, normally I would say you wouldn't have this versus a true quarters look across because this field safety is kind of hanging out right in that window where you want to throw this wrap in. But because he's getting so much depth right here, it's there. So take advantage of it. Really nice job. Early throw. Again, playing with some anticipation. I'll pause it right at the top. Let that thing go right there. You can see the anticipation as he wraps it onto the hash. Whoop. Beautiful. Nice little chunk. Again, I really like what the Jaguars are doing in their drop back game. Just enough mix of like traditional concepts with some new age, modern spread, keeping guys on the run. Love it. Next one here, 3rd and 6. Again, capital A anticipation down here to the bottom. A little short comeback, 10-ish yards, 3rd and medium. I love the shuffle drop. I love the base, the timing, the rhythm. I mean, that is outstanding. That is Trevor Lawrence beating you with anticipation, accuracy, timing, decision-making. Again, check out the base. This to me is a shuffle drop. So catch one, shuffle, quick little hitch and reset, and the ball is out. Outstanding. So to me here, normally I would say comebacks are a little bit deeper than this route to the bottom. I would say in the league, normally you're working like 15, maybe even some teams are deeper than that. This to me is almost like an intermediate comeback. Then we're going to turn out right here. Again, the drop here, if you take 3 in a hitch, you're probably going to be late on a 10-yard throw like this. So I love the idea of shuffling. So shuffle, it's almost like a 1 in shuffle. So right foot and then right left shuffle. You keep that base, you get that tight hitch, that tight reset. Your feet don't come together, and you play with a little bit of anticipation. So I'll pause it at the top so you can see the anticipation. First, watch the drop. 1 shuffle, right? He's throwing it right there. Look at the route at the bottom. Not out of it yet. He's full on throwing it. The ball's in the air. Receiver hasn't turned around. It's a strike right up on his face. That is outstanding 3rd down situational ball. Awesome execution, nice play calling. Find the one-on-one outside the numbers. Get the ball out quickly. Be decisive. Be precise. Surgical. Great footwork, base, torque. Love it. Let's go. Next one here, 3rd and 11. Another big 3rd down conversion. We're going to work the up top slot, number 2 on the over. I love the route. This is a really nice job by the Jaguars perimeter. All 3 wide receivers are winners here. Trevor Lawrence doing enough. It takes 5 and a little extra shuffle. It's not my favorite footwork in the world. It really isn't, and I'll show you why. But I love the fact that he does have enough torque to be able to pull this thing off. So concepts-wise, I would guess that this is a right-to-left read. Looks like he's working this deep out 7. Here comes that over. Again, things to pay attention to with this route is as he comes over, watch this little stair step he gives him at the top. So it's not like a banana or a straight line. He comes over there and gives him something right, and then across. So again, we've got this corner deep out, We've got the over with the cool stair step. That's where the ball goes. And then if that's not there, you've got the deep in. And in reality, for me, winner, winner, winner. Love to see it. That is how you play successful high-level offense. And then drop-wise here, to me, this is a 5-and-gun drop, and he takes an extra. So we'll watch the drop. He takes 5-step, hit that back foot, and just hang there and trust it. Now, if it's 0 and it's punt rush and you've got to bail and chuck it, that's a different story. But right here, there's somebody in the middle of the field. You've got some iteration of 7-person protection. We're getting chips here, getting chippy. So we've got some protection to be able to get this thing off. The very top of this drop is not for me. So first, let's watch this drop. It's going to be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then see that extra little hitch? Whoop, that little back hitch right there. That's not it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just hang on that back foot. Trust it. I know there's someone coming in your lap. Now, the fact that he does it and he gets away with it, I think shows off the torque, the strength that this guy has. He's a big dude. Yeah, there's someone coming through you, through the center there, taking an L. That's an impressive throw to be able to do that. Now watch that over up top by the number 2. Watch that little stair step he gives him up. Right there. That little move right there creates that separation. So don't banana over there. Give him something, separate across, and then look at the top of these routes. Everybody's open. Just a really nice job from the Jaguars. Love the fact that Trevor Lawrence can make this type of throw. 5-gun, extra reset back. Now, I don't think you want to live in that world. But again, just look at the torque he's able to generate. Boom, rotational force right up on his face. That is outstanding. Hell yes. Next one here, 1st and 15. We're going to go a little naked keeper to the right at a triple wing. Get to double wing up top. We're going to hit the inline tight end on a little bang flat. Now the wing ends up being a bulldozer and clearing out the flat defender and the inside curl player. So there's all sorts of space over there. This is a big chunk off of a flat route. That's some great effort at the end as well. A pure attitude run. Watch 85 here, the wing on the right. He's going to insert and try to run to the corner. Boom. Boom. That's the flat defender he just runs over right there. Thunder. He also hits the inside linebacker. Got multiple guys on the ground. Nice hit by 17. 85 just blocking 4 guys on one play. That's pretty unbelievable. Now, the first 2 were accidents, but still, it's a hell of a play. I really like the way that they block the edge here. So they go from triple wing or check mark, depending on where you're from. And then right here, the wing is going to insert in and then come through. Now, I'm guessing he's supposed to try to get to the corner. But what he ends up doing is going through here, running through the flat defender, hits him. Then he runs into the curl defender. So he goes through the first one. Then he goes through the second one. Both these guys are on the ground. The third corner is way out of there. And it creates this huge area for the inline tight end who secures the edge, bang, and then into the flat. So we got multiple guys on the ground. I'll pause it when they're both on the ground so you can see how this kind of thing unfolds. You can't plan on this, obviously, but you're certainly going to take advantage of it. 1 on the ground, 2 on the ground. Now, again, that middle linebacker type, 39, he's roboting. He's trying to turn and hunt up that over and just gets run over from behind. Ball's already out. Big punt return right. That's a hell of a job. And again, just off a simple flat. Move the launch point. Get an easy conversion, easy hookup, easy completion. There's a lot to like going on with this offense right now. Again, I personally like mixing up the edge. So oftentimes you'll hear me say, you got to have a plan for a free runner on the short edge. Well, there's no short edge here, right? They've got an inline tight end and a wing. And then we insert this thing and we secure the edge with the inline tight end. So we secure the edge. There's no free runner over here. So we can come out here with a big, nice fake under control and make a really nice throw. This is a what I would classify as like a quarterback design naked or keeper. You can see the kind of fingerprints of guys who have played this play a lot, making sure we can secure the edge, get an easy one into the flat. And again, it's compounded because there's multiple guys on the ground, but that's a hell of a play. Let's go. Next one here, 3rd and 5. We're going to work what I'm going to call a little choice down here to the bottom to the number 113. Now, it's not a perfect hookup, but I do love the base that Trevor Lawrence is playing with, specifically to his left. If you're a fan of the channel, you've probably heard me talk about the shuffle drop. It's kind of this tweener footwork. Oftentimes people will use it like combo plays where depending on what the route is, the footwork can change. I love this kind of shuffle drop. I think of it as like Brady-esque. But the part that I love about it with Trevor Lawrence is he's lined up to his left. And again, you might get tired of me saying it, but you don't see everybody do it consistently. So he shuffles and then he's lined up to his left to make this throw. And again, this to me is a little choice or option. He could probably come up and do a few different things here at the top. They don't get a perfect hookup as far as being on the same page. But man, just the fundamentals, the footwork, the technique from Trevor Lawrence, specifically to his left, just looks so polished to me. Especially for a big guy, where I feel like big guys, sometimes things can feel like they're all out of whack, like a baby giraffe. It looks like he is connected, sequenced, tethered into what he's being asked to do, on the same page, getting the ball out decisive. That's just a nice third down conversion. Next one here, 3rd and 15. Ball's on the 30. We're going to take a big shot down here to the bottom on a go route, a vertical. I love this. 3rd and 15, a one-on-one down the field where your guy wins. You know, that throw looks pretty damn good to me. It almost looks like Zero slows up a tick on me. It also looks like the corner kind of has his left arm on our guy. But man, you should know what I'm going to say already. The footwork is simply outstanding. I know it doesn't work out here, and it doesn't work out a few times for them on these vertical go shots, but I just love the fact that they're being so aggressive down the field. So you catch a one-on-one on 3rd and 15 where you gap your guy too, so he's behind him, and you've got this win. And again, you be the judge here. It sure looks like he kind of slows down there, and we're able to kind of catch up, and he puts his left arm on him a little bit from the defender standpoint. But man, this is close to being a massive touchdown. 3rd and 15? I mean, you're hoping for a chance like this. Watch the footwork though. 1, 2, 3, get it up. Again, dovetail. He's lined up to his left. Look at that. That's clinic. Look at the wind down here to the bottom. And again, you know, you be the judge. That left hand is on his arm, right? Yeah, it looks like it goes right through his hands to me. I didn't go back and watch the broadcast, but that certainly looked like a catchable ball. I love the aggressiveness. I love the watch the drop here. 1, 2, 3. And again, the dovetail here, if you're new to the channel, to me, it's just my terminology. It's not like a universal terminology. It's essentially at the top of this drop, if you know you're throwing to the left, you want your heels, ankles, toes, whatever your landmark is, to be lined up to where you're throwing. And so to me, I always thought of it as like a dovetail. So when you hitch, when you're at the top of this thing and you go to tight hitch back, so that's the top of the drop, here's your hitch. When you go to hitch, you're still over the center, as opposed to a lot of guys who I think probably aren't as polished will take 3. They will then turn and hitch. They'll be over here. And then when they go to throw it, they'll be over the guard, and they'll wonder why they've got guys in their lap. And so it's all about just maintaining the integrity of that pocket, trying to stay in the center and get the ball out on time in rhythm. That is outstanding. And look at this ball placement. I mean, right, it goes off his hand. Now maybe it'd be a hell of a catch. Whew, I like my chances though. Next one here, 3rd and 8. This is a hell of a play. We're going to hit the number 3 on a little crosser, almost beeline-ish. Great job from Trevor Lawrence here, buying a little bit of time, going to his left. This is right before half. Man, this is close to finding a way to get in the end zone. And I know they don't get in the end zone here on the next play either, but this is a hell of a play. You got to make a play. Look at that throw. Beautiful throw. Beating what I'm used to calling poach, maybe tricks. This idea being that if we're going to play split field safety, so we're giving the appearance of split field safety, 2 safeties. We're in 3-by-1. Often talk on this channel, the most important person to read on these 3-by-1 formations is the weak safety. This guy right here. What is he doing? Now, we are running some iteration of mesh here. So he's coming across. We're coming across here, I think, with the number 2. Well, as soon as he reads this guy going across, there's a decent chance in a lot of these split field coverages, he's going to try to start hunting up somebody over here. And what we do here is we just run the number 3 on an over or beeline just straight across, and he basically just runs right through him. So as he comes down, whether this is a lurk, a poach, a tricks, whatever you want to call it, we just, like 2 trains in the night, right by each other for a massive play. And again, you know, do I think Trevor Lawrence could just hang on the launch point? Maybe, whatever. He feels this, can move a little to his left, keep his eyes down the field, and make a big play. So this is close to being just a massive play in this game. Again, I love the chunk element of it, the aggressiveness right before half. You can watch that weak safety. You can see that weak safety coming into the middle of the field. The number 3 runs right by him, accelerate away. And man, the Texans are fortunate that's not a touchdown right there. That is close. Again, really love the fact that Trevor Lawrence has the vision to see this thing. We're not settling. We're throwing the balls down the field. That is a beautiful throw. Give us a chance for a touchdown, and that is close to blowing that thing open before half. Next one here, 3rd and 10, another great third down conversion. Watch that route up top. This is absolutely dirty. Oh my goodness. In, out, speed out for a third down conversion. I love the footwork from Trevor. 1, 2, 3, hitch, let it go. Again, the base is outstanding. I think it's magnified again because of his size, how big he is, that he's able to do it this polished. But this route, y'all, this is surgical, clinical. He's going to come in. That's going to distort this corner. We're then going to push vertically up from there, up. We're going to spin the corner, whip, and then run out of this thing at full speed past the first down marker. It's dirty. And then footwork-wise from Trevor Lawrence here is just 3 and a hitch. So watch that base at the top of this thing. He's going to hit this thing. Good tight reset. Feet never come together. No wasted movement. First, they'll watch that route up top. Dirty. Whoop. Now watch the footwork from Trevor Lawrence. 1, 2, 3. Tight hitch. Get it out. Right on time. Great anticipation. That is just doing work outside. That's outstanding route running. Great footwork from Trevor Lawrence, ripping that thing right on him, on the body, on the break, first down. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I sincerely appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, so thank you for taking the time. I appreciate you. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. You get even more Quarterback School content over there. I'm really trying to create the environment of what it's like in an NFL quarterback room, all sorts of nuanced, detailed depth about not only the quarterback position, but high-level offense and defensive football. So hop over there and become a member. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep, deep dives on my favorite football topics. We have courses on RPOs, tempos, pass protection. The best-selling course is how to beat every coverage. We even have an entire offensive system available for you, so hop over there and enroll. The link is in the video description. We also have a bunch of free resources. Those are linked in the video description as well. Finally, make sure to follow me across social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, 2nd and 8. We're going to go 3-by-2 empty. This is double stick lion down here to the bottom. We're hot. We have a free runner in the B gap. Trevor Lawrence does a great job seeing it, catching it, playing it hot, not taking a hit. Just simply outstanding. This is exactly what you want to see from a quarterback. The vision, the capacity to process in real time. And again, what I'm talking about lion is just West Coast verbiage for double slant. Double stick up top, clear by the number 1, must run out, quick out, and then stick here by the number 3. And again, this look up front, you get 5 people walked up to the line of scrimmage, will almost universally get a 5-0 check by the offensive line. That just means they're taking those 5, and the quarterback's got to be hot anywhere else. So when this second level player decides to blitz or is rushing, we've got to beat him. So this is the quarterback's responsibility. He's got hot options all over the place in quick game. You can just play this thing out. Nice job getting it out. I love seeing quarterbacks face a hot, have a free rusher, get the ball out, get a completion, and not take a hit. It's really well done. Again, just what it's supposed to look like on Sunday. You can see the control, too, from Trevor Lawrence. He sees it. He points it. Catch one step, all his cleats in the ground, on the body. Let's roll. Next one here, 2nd and 1. Earmuffs for me, okay? Earmuffs, turn it down. This one was total bullshit. Absolutely getting held. A terrible, a horrific no call. It's a bummer because Trevor Lawrence played great. 23 for 38, 364, 1 touchdown, and this pick, this is not a pick. This should be on the referees. This is a terrible no call. There's no way around it. It's unacceptable. It's just sickening. It's the type of stuff, honestly, if I was on the sideline, I might have got kicked out for. I mean, I would lose my mind here because this is made to order. We're going to come out here and bluff like we're going to block and then run this little slant. So we're faking this screen up top on the stack to the number 1. And this defender right here, he just hooks us. He just grabs our hip and we can't get by him. And then it's an easy gift interception right behind him. I mean, my goodness. It is a terrible no call. It just can't happen at any level, let alone the league. And that is just a brutal hook with the right arm, right hip. A gift of an interception. And again, got a lot of better people than I am on the sidelines for not making an absolute scene about this, because this is disgusting. That is a terrible no call, so unfortunate, and a bummer to stain what was a really good day for Trevor Lawrence. Next one here, big play action. We're going to hit the over down here to the bottom, number 1, 0 running across on what I'm used to calling the over or crosser. Again, beautiful throw, right on stride. My guy 0 can stride out. That is a hell of a play. Love the split flow element of it. You know, have almost a little car crash back there in the backfield. Yo. Look at the beautiful pass protection. Nice job from Trevor Lawrence climbing in the pocket to set the edge. Not sure what my guy's doing on the ground over there. Look at the fumble up top. Come on, man. Hold on to the tablet. Hold on to the tablet. You don't see a lot of tablet fumbles up top by the coach. Come on, coach. First to the ground. Now, again, the things I like about this play, I already talked about the horizontal stretch, so we're going to get the motion. Horizontal stretch, play action. Fake this thing, set it, and then climb up in the pocket, right? So we climb up in the pocket and set that little pocket. Now, the actual routes here, we're going to run, to me, I'm calling this an over. It's not a banana over like this. Again, you set it with just a little vertical movement, keep your stride, and then accelerate away. And it looks like it's paired with a post up top, basically a glorified clear versus middle field close, and you get all this space over here with a big play fake. But again, just watch the stride right here. This stride is striding out. This is getting after it. So as we come in motion, play action, watch the stride out at the bottom. Ooh, look at that stride right at the gate, just long striding, almost going to lap the post. Running away from people, that is a beautiful use of speed. Teams are going to have to come up and get in 0's face to not allow him to get out like that right out of the gates. That is just doing work on the back end. And again, watch Trevor Lawrence hit that back foot and then up in the pocket. Look at that pocket. Up, reset, come under control, throw an absolute strike right between the 0. Yeah, can't quite get enough of the fumble up top. Whoa. Watch out. Next one here, one of the few misses I thought from Trevor Lawrence on the day. Inline tight end down here to the bottom, 17. He's going to run like a nod post, nod seam. It's there. We just miss it. We skymailed that thing. Hit the play clock. That's a bummer. I think honestly, it comes back to Trevor Lawrence's feet. When his feet are in sync with the base timed up, things come out really nice. When his feet come together like this right there, and you'll see it even more from the wide, both his feet are off the ground. This is not a place you want to be right here. That's not where you want to play quarterback. Nothing about that looks ready to go. As opposed to if you just kept this base and threw it. Throw it with anticipation. You know 17's coming out of it. Put it right on the E. End this play. Instead, he puts it on the scoreboard. Almost takes out the poor security guard in the back. And again, you can really see the footwork. This is one of those bummer plays because it's there. It would be a beautiful anticipation kind of nod. Again, I always think back to like Peyton Manning-ish. Nod this thing and then put this right there. And again, you put that thing right here, right on the E, right on end this thing, and it's a beautiful. Now again, it looks like he's looking to the right first. So he's lined up over here. When he makes that switch over, his feet come together, and then he's got so many moving parts, so long that it takes him a while. He's all out of whack, out of sequence, skymail. So there's a perfect base. And again, you see him working backwards again, not my favorite, on the shuffle. So shuffle and hitch forward, not backwards. And then right here, this movement, that's heel clicky. And we just haven't seen it up until this point in this game. First time we see it, it leads to him not being accurate. Skymail, miss a touchdown, bummer. Again, you can really see it from the back. This thing would be a thing of beauty if you could throw this thing with anticipation. Looking to the right. 1, 2, 3, no. Just keep that base. It's perfect right there. Throw it. Instead of ripping it, skymailing it. It's a good miss, though. If you're going to miss high back 5. But you don't, that's not a tight contested throw, right? That's just a miss. Next one here. Another missed opportunity. This is going to be a touchdown opportunity up top to the inline tight end. It's there early. Trevor just can't quite get it out there fast enough. So we're going to fake it to the back, fake it on the around, and then try to get it to the tight end. It's there. It's a beautiful play call. I will give you the little tricks of the trade that I would use if I had anything to do with this quarterback room. And I feel like I say this quite a bit, but I'll repeat it myself here. If there's any play to the right that there's something that can happen in the flat quickly, I always wanted to keep my right hand on the ball. Okay, so if this is the ball, I want to keep my right hand on the ball so that I can just raise up and flick this thing out here when it's open. There's the play that often comes to mind here is the one where you fake it to the back and then you throw it to the back. You like reverse out here and keep faking it. And I'm always like, hey, keep two hands on it, make it a two-hand ball fake so that you can just throw it with your right. So when he comes off here and fakes this first, watch here the details of this. He's going to come out here and extend the ball in his left hand. So that left hand, then he's going to do open hand fake on the around. So then the right hand, there's nothing in it. So he's got nothing in the right hand. It's empty. So then he has to get the ball into his right hand to be able to then try to throw it to the flat. As opposed to, I would want to do this two-hand fake here, two-hand fake here, and then just throw it. And it would happen faster. So just little tricks of the trade here as far as the ball handling. So watch the ball handling from Trevor. It's going to be left hand extend. So there's the left hand. Here comes the empty hand. And now we want to throw it. 89 is open, but we've got to get the ball in our right hand. And we're a little late. Okay, so just imagine now that he goes two-hand extend, two-hand to the around, throw it to 89. Right? You're welcome. Got all the answers with a clicker and a marker. It was only so easy. Although I do think this is a little trick of the trade that you can use at any level of football. If you got anything that can pop to the right quickly, you want your hand on the laces, on the ball, ready to throw it. Just a little late, miss a touchdown. Next one here, 3rd and 1. Again, a beautiful route down here to the bottom by Ridley. 0, the number 1. We'll talk about exactly how he gets so wide open, but the dude has crazy change of direction, explosiveness. Love Trevor Lawrence. Looking this thing off to the right, coming back. That is awesome. This route is dirty down here to the bottom. So the first thing here is just understanding what's going on here as far as defensively. So these two players essentially have these two players. Okay, now there's nothing extraordinary about that. But the first thing here is the guy who's on the line of scrimmage, kind of universal football. The guy who's on the line of scrimmage to the defense, they normally think he's going first, meaning he's going to run down the field first. So we're coming out, and I'm going to call this a return or loop. That's what the number 2 is doing. Number the eligibles inside out, so 1 and 2. And then Ridley is going to, if we're going to run this return or loop by the number 2, Ridley is going to come out here and he's going to jab in, hard jab in. Then he's going to come up here. And if you're a defender and you get jabbed like that, you're probably thinking, oh, he's coming up and he's going to go to the corner. So he's making me go this way to come up to then go back to the corner. Very rarely would you jab in, up, and then come back in. And that's exactly what he does. And you can see that the separation. So watch the jab, then watch the vertical push, and watch the DB try to guess here. He's thinking, oh, shit, I'm going to the corner. Oh, no, he ran inside. It's wide open. So just a beautiful job. It's a great two-man combination from the Jaguars, but it's an awesome route from Ridley. Up. Oh. I mean, that is as open as you'll ever see. That is going to school on a banjo, wide open, touchdown, hell yes. And again, I love the fact that Trevor Lawrence trusts this thing. He's looking off to the right. He knows he's got it. Look at that separate. I mean, look at that winner. That is wide open. Hell yeah. Next one is the 2-point off of this. We're going to work Ridley down here to the bottom on this kind of like slant backline in, backside in. I'm not sure what's going on here defensively. I love the Texans uniforms, the red helmets. But man, this red picket fence, this ain't it. I'm not sure exactly what they expect to happen here. But usually, well, a lot of teams will call I'm used to calling this, is like, it's almost like a picket fence. It's very unique to kind of the tight red zone where everybody just kind of plays across the field. Now, maybe not that deep, maybe more like the front third of the red zone, but you've got to get enough depth here if you're these linebacker types, the traditional second level of the defense, that we can't just come up here and throw like routes on here behind your head on the back line. Like you've got to be in this play. You got to make this throw difficult. especially if you're not getting any sort of check down in your lap. So again, at the end of the day, they've got all these players in the middle that could make this thing congested. But if we're just going to come out here and throw one-on-one in, I mean, we'll take that all day, especially with this guy creating that much separation, change of direction. You know, he's not getting any help out there. This is like red zone one-on-ones in training camp. I mean, you got no chance playing DB against that. Again, look at the linebackers. The middle linebackers steps up. You know, he never gets any depth off that. He's playing the check down the whole way. So just putting this corner in the bottom in a real bind and really does him dirty again. I mean, just absolute cooking on the perimeter. And again, really like Trevor going right, no, left, yes. Beautiful throw, right? I mean, that is just cooking. I love a good in right down the hash. Vroom. That's too easy. Next one here, big play action. Now, you know you're cooking playing quarterback when they don't block the defensive tackle. You just run away from him and drive it down the field outside the numbers. Now, this looks like it gets a little lucky at the end of this thing as far as the DB not making a play. But y'all, this is a massive protection error on the left side with the 4-eye, the guy on the inside of the left tackle. As we'll circle it for all the casuals. This guy right here, somebody has to block him. Okay? I don't really care what the pass pro is. Someone's in the wrong here. We don't not block 3 techniques or 4 eyes. Yo, and watch Trevor run away. See him separate? And then again, I mean, look at this throw. I can't tell. Does the DB's hand go first? Either way, that splits the numbers. That's right on the chest, right between the 0. Hell yes. That's awesome. But again, you don't see a whole lot of, you know, guys, we probably don't need a triple team down here to the bottom. I know 52 is a good player, but he's not that good. Yeah, whoa. And I would like to see Ridley here. My only thing is at the top of this route right here, with this kind of separation, my expectation would be this angle or this angle. You would never want to take an angle that allows you to go sideways so much that the DB can undercut you and be the first to the ball. So that would be the only thing I would want to say here. Scramble rules once we get outside. Just make sure we're coming back down to the quarterback. See him kind of fade up right there. So see Ridley on the 50. Fade away, and the DB can undercut it. Now we get lucky that he doesn't. But man, next time let's block the 4-eye. Let's not have to go out there and play hero ball. But it's nice that our quarterback can. Next one here, another should be chunk down here to the bottom. We're going to run a little post wheel. Now this is a little bit of an unorthodox play, but man, that sure feels like a drop, right? Right into the light. Everything except the catch. You know, it's a little bit funky with the DB play, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to fake this screen, get the ball out, be aggressive down the field, and I mean, that's right through our hands, right? Getting blinded by the light, but that sure looks like it should be a catch. Had a bunch of these opportunities down the field for big chunks that we just don't hook up. So it's a little funky here as far as the play, as far as how they sort it out coverage-wise. To me, we're faking this perimeter screen here. So we're going to say that this is tethered to a post and a bluff wheel. And this is where the ball's trying to go here. So he's going to come out here, pretend like he's going to block, and then wheel this thing. Well, they do a decent job defensively here as far as sorting this out. I'm not sure how exactly this guy ends up being on the wheel, but he does. And the thing about it is, the funky part is that he looks over his inside shoulder first, overcorrects, looks over his inside shoulder again, now his left shoulder, and the ball is already behind him. So it's a little bit funky as far as how he plays this with his eyes. But when Trevor lets this thing go, I think he's just throwing it right at him. He thinks that DB is going to have his back turned. Watch this thing play out to the bottom right there. And again, you can see that DB, the third guy, turn and look over his right shoulder right there. The ball's in the air. But then he turns and like baseball turns, looks over his left shoulder, and now our guy can come inside of it. So he just gets a little out of position. But man, the aggressiveness, the base, the ability to give our guy a shot. I mean, can't catch it for him, right? I love the aggressiveness from Dougie P and company right here. Bluff perimeter, keeps his feet apart, keeps that strong base, and gives us a chance down the field. Next one here, 3rd and 13. This is an example for me of Trevor moving to trouble. So I think he he feels like he was a little early and turns it down on the kind of choice or option to 13 here on the left, that's fine. Just instead of the crazy backpedal out of there, just go 1 to 2. And I think he's certainly has the capacity to do that. But it's 3rd and 13. You're looking for a little bit of a completion here to make this field goal a little bit easier. This is what it looks like he's coming up to throw immediately. It's not there. Then we're going to hit this shallow coming back across. So just go 1 to 2 as opposed to he comes out here. He's looking this way. He doesn't like it. Then he's kind of move. And then he goes to throw it and he skymails it to the shallow. So just kind of keeping your feet a little bit more settled in the sequence and timing and structure of the play would make this so much easier. And again, everybody gets a little bit out of whack when you do these turn downs where he's going, that's not a pump fake. He's going to throw it and he's like, oh, he's not ready. Hold it. So now you're out of whack. So try to reset, get back to the shallow as opposed to, and maybe that shallow from 25 kind of changes his gait as well. Doesn't look like he runs the smoothest route over there. But man, that's a throw I feel like we probably should hit. And that's probably got a decent chance to get a first down. So no, and then that little movement right there, the violent escape, there's no reason to. Just get right back, reset your feet, and get right back down to the shallow. So 1, 2, as opposed to 1, panic, 2, miss. Last one here, 3rd and 7. I kind of like this play. I'm not going to lie. We're aggressive. It looks like Trevor Lawrence checks to this, like he feels pressure here. Who knows what their original call was. This ends up being like a 7-person protection. We're going to take a shot down the field, go ball to the bottom. He catches it literally right on top of his head and just gets kind of out of bounds, never in history. Now, I think it's a pretty nice play from 24 to make this a never in history ball. I don't think this is a true chucked it over the white situation. I like the fact that Trevor Lawrence has the autonomy to be able to get up there and be decisive at the line of scrimmage, get into the play that he wants, signal the route that he wants, be decisive, get the ball out versus pressure. Now, is it a perfect throw? No. It's a little underthrown, but he gives our guy a chance, right? That's not a never in history ball. A never in history ball to me would be, way out here where it's never been caught. This ball's been caught. He catches him on his head. The DB just does a nice job getting into him and pushing him out of bounds, squeezing the space. Now, would I love to see, him run it down the traditional red line and give us more opportunity to kind of drop this ball in here as opposed to being running damn near on the side hash here? Absolutely. But again, I prefer, if we're going to make a mistake, we're going to miss, let's miss like this. Let's miss being aggressive down the field, going for big swings. Because this really would ice this thing. And again, I just love the fact that Trevor is comfortable enough now to be able to do this, get to this 3rd and finish this thing. 3rd medium. They're going to heat us up, get into the pass pro you want, the shot you want down the field, your guy, give him a chance. He catches it just slightly out of bounds. It's a nice job from 24 salvaging that thing. But man, there's a lot to like. There's a lot to be excited about if you're a Jacksonville Jaguar fan. Again, I know I mentioned it, but this is when I thought they really started rolling this time last year. So to see them kind of surging on that trajectory again, really nice win on the road versus a kind of upward rising Texans team. Pretty cool. So that is a wrap. Trevor Lawrence, the Jaguars, big win in the division on the road. And Trevor Lawrence is playing really well, has been playing really well. I think he looks as polished as I've ever seen him as far as moving to his left with the dovetail being lined up, all those types of things. I think the thing that jumps off the film for me is that when he's healthy and when he's moving around, he's a dynamic athlete, playmaker as well. But for whatever reason, he still sometimes seems to move to trouble. And it's just a unique characteristic that I think he needs to continue to find a way to work on. And I don't think there is any easy answer. It's just more playing, more understanding, more being able to play within the system and structure of the play from within the pocket, as opposed to if it's not there immediately, like moving unnecessarily towards problems, as opposed to feeling the pocket and kind of moving and towards space to allow the play to develop further down the field. It's a bizarre trait, and it seems to creep up in damn near every single game when I watch him in the All-22. But besides for that, dude is rolling. It's fun to watch that offense. Love to see Dougie P in his moment, in his element. fired up to see what it looks like moving forward down the home stretch for that team. They certainly got it going late last year, and so if they can continue that kind of trajectory, it'll be fun to see what the Jaguars do this year. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.